Greetings once again, everyone. Your personal growth and development coach, Keith Young, here, bringing you video number 3 in our Reticular Activating System 2.0 video series. This is the final video, and this video is called The Law of Allowing and the Law of Detachment. Video number 3 is about deliberately create the things that you want in your life and even a better life using the law of attraction and the law of deliberate creation, and using the RAS to do this. To have complete success, you need to also know about the law of allowing and the law of detachment. So let's get started here. So this is about tying together the 4 laws and the RAS. In video number 1, we discussed the RAS and the law of attraction. In video number 2, we drilled down deeper on the law of attraction and the reticular activating system, and we also covered the law of deliberate creation. Now, in this last video, we will cover the law of allowing and the law of detachment, and then tie all these laws together using the RAS, and why the RAS is the most important thing to master first. So our objectives: what is the law of allowing? The different ways to allow. What is the law of detachment? And how to detach from receiving things sooner. So just what is the law of allowing? The law of allowing is a spiritual principle, often cited as the third of the 7 universal laws connected to the law of attraction. It is defined as the practice of releasing resistance and letting the universe deliver what you have asked for without any interference. So there's 2 ways to allow. The first way to allow is to allow others just to be as they are. And the second is the way we allow, in other words, receive from the universe or nature to deliver all that we desire. Now, I personally believe that God is the universe and created the universe. That is my personal belief. Application of the law of allowing promises you ease and effortless as you apply the law of no resistance. Nature shows us how harmony and love allow nature to blossom effortlessly. If you can allow yourself to be who you really are, a part of this universe, then the law of allowing will unfold in front of you. So here's how to apply the law of allowing. There are 2 ways to apply this law. First is the way to allow others to be as they are, and second is the way we allow or receive from the universe to deliver all that we desire. So there's the core principles. The law of allowing is built on 3 primary pillars of non-resistance. Allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to be exactly who you are without any self-judgment or the need to meet external expectations. Allowing others, permitting others to be who they are and follow their own paths, even if you disagree with their choices or behaviors. And then allowing the universe, trusting in the divine plan and letting go of the need to control the how or the timing of your desires and manifestations. So how does it work? According to teachers like Abraham Hicks, allowing is the steering wheel of creation. I really like that analogy there, the steering wheel of creation. While the law of attraction brings energy toward you, the law of allowing determines whether you are open to receive it. Now we're talking about vibrational alignment. To allow something into your life, your thoughts and emotions must match the frequency of that desire. Negative emotions like doubt, fear, or frustration create resistance, which acts like paddling upstream against the natural current of your desires. Now, the principle of least action It encourages minimal resistance. Proponents suggest that hustling or forcing the outcomes often creates more resistance, whereas allowing leads to effortless action and flow. So, what is resistance? It is negative emotions that keep us out of the flow of pure positive energy. When you are not allowing, you're resisting. Whether you are resisting the manifestation of things you have asked the universe for, or resisting the behavior of your partner, or resisting the way your friend is speaking to you, you are in a place of resistance and can't be in a place to experience freedom. Resistance robs us of our true freedom. Resistance is the opposite of allowing. So here's some examples of resistant feelings and vibrations. First, you have fear, doubt, disappointment, loneliness, lack, sadness, confusion, stress, anger. All these are resistant feelings and they're giving off a negative type of energy. So is hurt, resentments, envy, jealousy, blame, guilt, boredom, depression, judgment. All of these will keep you from attracting and allowing the things you desire into your life. So, how do you just reduce the resistance? Resistance is anything that acts as a barrier between your current state and your desired state. In spiritual and energetic terms, it is often equated to negative frequencies or destructive interference. Self resistance. Mental chatter like guilt, fear, and jealousy acts as static that cancels out your positive intentions. External resistance. Trying to fix or control others' lives violates the law of non resistance, which holds that every soul has its own path. And then there's vibrational clashes. When you focus on the lack of what you want rather than the presence of it, you create resistance that keeps the manifestation away. The key here is to reduce your resistance. And this is a big one because when things aren't coming as quickly as someone would like, you're focusing on it not being here or the lack of which creates that resistance. You must resist staying out of that lack and scarcity mentality. So here's how to practice. Monitor your feeling guide. Your emotions are the best indicator of whether you are allowing or resisting. If you feel good, you are in a state of allowing. Releasing the how. Accept that things may come via a dog's leg map, in other words, an indirect route, rather than a straight line. And then practice appreciation. Saying yes to what you currently have, even if it's small, tells the universe you are open to receiving more. And then again, just like I mentioned on the last slide, detach from the outcome. Trust in divine timing rather than your own rigid schedule. This is the law of detachment, which we will be speaking about in a few minutes. Detaching from the outcome is one of the hardest one for most people. They get impatient and then start wonder why things aren't coming or happening yet. This will produce resistance and put you in that lack or scarcity mentality. So let's talk about allowing others. Your life attracts whatever holds your focus, whether you accept it or resist it. Therefore, to truly welcome what you desire, you must stop resisting others. Allow them to focus on their own path, even when you disagree with their choices. Release your judgment, expectations, and emotional attachments to others. Allow them to simply exist as they are, even if their way of being differs from yours. Ultimately, your only task is to honor, respect, and support who they are, while doing the exact same thing yourself. Practice allowing and drop the resistance, and you will find things will flow much easier to you. So let's now talk about the law of detachment. The law of detachment is the spiritual and psychological practice of releasing your emotional attachment to a specific outcome while still maintaining your goals and desires. This has been popularized by author Deepak Chopra. It suggests that while you should have intentions and goals, you must let go of your rigid obsession with the specific outcome, path, or timeline of those desires. A detachment is another way of saying allowing. It is when you combine your attentions and detach from the outcomes that your desires will then manifest. It does not mean giving up your desires. It means giving up your obsession with the how and the when those desires manifest. So here's the core philosophy. The law operates on the idea that attachment is rooted in fear, insecurity, and scarcity, while detachment is rooted in trust, security, and abundance. So here's attachment. I must get this specific promotion, or I will never be happy or financially secure. This creates anxiety and resistance because you're so attached to getting this promotion. And if you don't, you'll never be happy or financially secure. You see how that creates resistance and anxiety. So here's detachment. I am doing my absolute best to get this promotion, but I trust that whatever happens, I will thrive and find success. This type of detachment creates peace and openness. So here's the three pillars of detachment. According to spiritual teachings, practicing this law requires three shifts in your mindset. Maintain intent, drop attachment. Keep your goals and intentions razor sharp. Work hard toward them. Just stop focusing the universe to deliver them on your exact timeline. Embrace uncertainty. Security is an illusion that breeds rigid thinking. Uncertainty is the field of all possibilities. When you accept uncertainty, you become flexible enough to spot unexpected opportunities. And then trust the process. Believing that the universe has a grander plan allows you to stop micromanaging your life. If a door closes, the law dictates that a better one is opening. Comparison with the law of allowing. The law of allowing is about non-resistance. It is the state of being open to receiving what you've asked for. The law of detachment is about non-clinging. It is the active release of the how and the when, so the universe has the freedom to deliver. So here's how to practice it daily. Catch your desperation. Notice when you are obsessively checking your phone, emails, or bank accounts out of anxiety, just take a step back and breathe. Use a detachment mantra. When you feel overwhelmed by a desire, mentally repeat this or something better, this or something better. Just repeat that to yourself. And then focus on the present action. Pour 100% of your energy into what you can control right now and completely forget about the final result. When we attach ourselves to a specific outcome, we lose our creative flow and drain our energy. These rigid expectations create resistance, making it impossible for the universe to deliver our desires. Detachment, however, stems from an abundance consciousness. When you trust that everything will fall into place at the perfect time, you unlock your unlimited potential to be, do, and have anything you want in your life. Visualization and intentionality. Manifestation techniques like visualization and affirmations are essentially training drills for your RAS. Brain priming. Visualization tells your RAS that a specific outcome is highly relevant. This primes the brain to recognize patterns and make connections it would otherwise miss. And then actionable cues. By vividizing your goals, you signal to your RAS to start scanning your trail markers, the small steps or people that can help you reach your end goal. So just how does this all fit together? Let's just talk about that. So in the first video, we learned about the RAS and the law of attraction. In the second video, we drilled down on the law of attraction and the law of deliberate creation and how the RAS worked with them. In that video, we also learned about our two minds, our conscious and subconscious. Now, in the third and final video of our series, we learned about the law of allowing and the law of detachment. All of these play a part in who you are currently. Your beliefs and habits, your fears, what you are good at and what you're not good at, etc. It is also a big part of how much money and wealth you currently have. It also plays a huge part of what you believe you can achieve in life. Now let's take a look at how this breaks down. The law of attraction is your filter's baseline. The spiritual idea, like attracts like, you pull what you are into your reality. The biological reality, the RAS proves that what you focus on, you physically perceive. If you decide to buy a red car, you suddenly start seeing red cars everywhere. They weren't magically manifested into existence. Your RAS simply stopped filtering them out. The law of attraction works biologically because the RAS brings matching data, environmental clues, into your conscious awareness. Now, the law of deliberate creation is your programming filter. The spiritual idea, intentionally focusing your thoughts and visualization to design your reality. The biological reality. This is the act of inputting new search parameters into your RAS. When you vividly visualize a goal, feel the emotions of it, and write it down, your brain cannot tell the difference between a real memory and an imagined one. You are explicitly telling your RAS, this specific outcome is highly important to my survival. Your RAS immediately begins scanning your environment for resources, people, and opportunities that align with that exact desire of yours. The law of allowing is your unbiased data processing. The spiritual idea, dropping resistance, doubt, and negative filters. And the biological reality. If you secretly believe you are unworthy or that life is hard, you program your RAS to actively seek out proof of hardship and unworthiness while filtering out positive opportunities. Practicing the law of allowing means you stop feeding your filter negative cognitive biases. By relaxing resistance, your RAS is free to present you with a wider and more objective array of choices and solutions that were previously invisible to you. And then the law of detachment is your optimal cognitive function. The spiritual idea, releasing your grip on the final outcome to let it manifest. The biological reality, when you grip an outcome desperately, you activate the amygdala, which is the brain's fear center, flooding your system with cortisol and adrenaline. High stress physically impairs your prefrontal cortex and narrows your vision and mental focus. You get tunnel vision and miss alternative paths. By detaching, you signal safety to your nervous system. Your brain waves slow down, your peripheral awareness expands, and your RAS is fully optimized to notice the creative, unexpected hows that a stressed brain would completely just blow past. So here's the manifestation blueprint. Spiritual manifestation is not magic. It is a highly focused neurology. You use deliberate creation to program your RAS. The law of attraction brings the data forward, allowing prevents you from filtering it out, and detachment keeps your brain calm enough to actually seize the opportunity when it appears. So here is how the whole process works when implementing the four laws with the RAS, and I'm going to give you a visual for this. First, your law of deliberate creation. You are programming and priming the reticular to search out what you are desiring. The law of attraction then brings that data forward, while the law of allowing will allow however it will come to you, and you release that resistance. The law of detachment will keep your brain calm and focused on what's important for you to manifest what you desire. The RAS is now looking for opportunities that you need to recognize and will recognize because this is most important to you at this moment. And then when you notice the opportunity, you take action on it, complete the loop. Manifestation is complete. So here's my final thoughts. Take control of your life. Most people create life by default. You have the power to create your life deliberately and with intention. You can have the life you want to live, but it does take work. Use the four universal laws and the RAS. Put into action these four universal laws. The RAS is the main driver of these laws. Without the RAS, these laws mean nothing. The laws are just a tool. The RAS is neurological. I believe the law of attraction has been taught the wrong way. I was certified in the law of attraction, but I now believe the RAS is the most important thing to focus on. The law of attraction and all the other laws are just a mindset tool. They are still good to use them to create your life, but use them as a tool in your tool belt. Without taking action, when the RAS shows you something to act upon, you will just be entertaining yourself. So this is the end of our three-part video series. My Facebook page, once again, is facebook.com/inner game magic and the numeral 1. You can private message me there, and I will be posting more on that page. If you would like to talk about private coaching and helping you achieve more of what you would like in your life or how to create the life you want to live, message me there as well. Now, I hope you got something out of this video series, so please leave a comment to let me know what you liked and also what you disliked. Take what you've learned in these three videos and put them into action. And remember, education without implementation or taking action is just entertainment. As always, life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Go out and create the life you've always wanted to live.